I know a lot of people recognize Japanese food as sushi, tempura, and all that stuff, and those are phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But omurice and a Yoshoku style of food is another side that has been passed down to generations. My name is Shintaro. Oh fuck. My name is Shintaro Eleazar Okuda, and this is the Bar Moga.
I am Jeremy Jacobowitz. I'm an influencer here in New York City. I make food travel videos.
Eating Korean barbecue in Seoul while I was in Osaka. The 6 best cheesesteaks in Philly. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, so I picked the Omurice at Bar Moga. It is a Japanese dish. I think it's a Japanese dish that like people don't think of right away, which I find really interesting. On the surface, it's a very simple dish. It's eggs, it's rice, it's chicken. But what you can do with it is make it really complex, and that's what they do here. You make a demiglace, and the demiglace they make here is like unbelievable. The eggs are just like so unbelievably creamy. It is taking that basic concept and elevating it. I think that's what's really cool. I'm not saying there isn't a better version in Japan. I'm just saying what I had, this is better, and it's right here in New York City. It's gonna be good, I promise.
So omurice is cooked omelet with some sort of sauce. So in order for me to bring this dish to not even just Manhattan, to United States first, is to make sure people understand the integrity and also the philosophy and history behind the omurice. And I know a lot of people recognize Japanese food as like sushi, tempura, and all that stuff, and those are phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But omurice and a Yoshoku style of food is another side of the Japanese people's food that has been passed down to generations. So I think this was one of my mission to make sure I make the proper one, not the one of like gimmicky one or like you know, super high-end omurice. I'm not trying to make any of that, but just make a classic version so that people would understand this is also part of the Japanese food, and that was my mission of making omurice. So we have a saffron rice and cut up some chickens, onions, very simple. House-made ketchup and house-made Demiglace sauce, which takes about 72 hours for us to make every time. And we fry pan-fried rice with chicken sauce, and that's gonna be a base of the dish called chicken rice. Our omelet is, inside is runny, outside is like very tightly sealed, and you put that pillow of omelet on top of the rice and cuts it open in front of customers and pour house-made Demiglace sauce on top. And that's our dish, omurice. All right, there you go.
Oh man.
Nice. All right, cool.
I mean, it smells so good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, when I've come, I feel like it's served, like the sauce is table side, but the cutting back there, they cut it. What is the difference? I know you guys let me cut it, but I feel like you guys don't normally like let customers.
Oh, we don't let
give them
customers
the
ever touch my knife.
Yeah, it's a giant knife. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we usually cut it in front of a customer.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a sauce, yeah.
It's a whole experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to dig in, all right?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
All right. I make it like a, you know, it's a little bit more exciting.
It is just like one of the most like savory dishes.
It's simple, but that's why it's like, it's potent.
But it's like this crazy depth of flavor.
Yeah.
Really creamy eggs. And like, yeah, but I think like, because it could be so simple, like this shocks you more. Like I've had it in Japan too a bunch. I'm like, you can get it like you were saying, like with ketchup, and I love ketchup. I think it's really, really good.
Right.
But this is like such an elevated spin on it. It makes it so unique, like unreal.
Thank you.
Because it's like, how long do you cook the demiglace for?
7 days. I mean, 73 hours.
And just like reducing,
Right.
Potent. When the task was given to me for me to pick my favorite dish in New York City, or the best dish in New York City, or however you want to calculate it, it's obviously like it's an impossible thing to ask me. I've lived here my entire life, but this one really stood out to me of how much it connects to a lot of things that I love, which is Japanese culture and Japanese food, and New York, and amazing food. and sort of connects me back to those trips, those travels, and it's just an unbelievable dish, and a dish I could say, not that I've had a lot of them in Japan, but I'm like, I went to Japan, I still preferred this one more. Awesome. It's very rare to be able to say that of like, oh, this dish in America is better than the Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I myself, like, as being a half Japanese too, you know, like, it's very hard to be, like, seen as, like a full Japanese, like, restaurant or, like, full Japanese cook. So it's, like, part of my test too, you know, to make sure, like, everybody's understanding, like, I'm also, like, my soul is very Japanese, so, like, I want to portray that into the dishes that we serve here too, you know?
I think it took me coming here the first time to understand the whole concept of it's Yoshoku, of, like, the Westernization of Japanese food, or just like the influx of Western food
into Japanese Western
yes,
food.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think like that was cool to discover here, and then go to Japan and discover it more, and be like, oh yes, I know what this is.
Right.
Okay, cool. Like there's such like a depth to the Japanese cuisine that we haven't had here.
Right.
And now it's building and building and building. It's like, oh wow, it's so much bigger than just like the very basic concept of what we understood of it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just like as if like United States doesn't know what actual Japan is. You know? So it's again, like it's my mission.
Well, Chef, thank you so much. This is amazing. I obviously can't let this go to waste, so I'm going to continue stuffing my fridge.
Yeah.
All right. If that's okay. If that's okay with
nice
you.
To meet you. It's good to see you, man. Thank you.
What I love doing best is showing off like the best food all over the world, especially right here in New York City, my hometown, only place I've ever lived, and it was really special showing off the Omurice at Bar Moga. This is definitely worthy of the best dish. And if it's not, I'm sure you guys can yell at me in the comments. So.